Welcome back, everyone. So today we're going to cover Baba and Nvidia, Alibaba and Nvidia, and I want to start just real quick with the triple Qs because it is the tech sector, and that's what we're kind of looking at. It's a perfect example of why you need to look at the indices to help you guide where you think the ticker is going. So right now, if you see, the triple Qs is in an uptrend with the blue clouds right here. We have a blue TSI still showing an uptrend, so there are two uptrends. We're above this moving average right here, and it does look like we have some support. There's a lot of consolidation right here, and then we rose above it, so potentially we could see this now acting as a support versus whereas down here it had a blast through that as a resistance. And we have what I want to really point out right here real quick is this resistance right here. So that's really what we're looking at. Let me draw this a little bit clearer so you can see here. Now, I could see the triple Qs coming up here before we actually do finish and go down to the downtrend before we start to go fully bearish. So this could rise for another week or two. I don't think it's really going to go another month or so, but if you look at Nvidia, let's just start there. And you see right here, we are at the top of this trend right here. And we're struggling to get over it. This previous high here, we're struggling to get over. Now, so the triple Qs starting to show bearish, but there is still some upside. And we're overbought on Nvidia. So while the triple Qs are still showing signs that it might still continue, we're starting to now see a little bit of a rollover. So we had some previous couple of days before where we rose up, and now we're starting to see that red inflection down. And I think I was pointing this out in that previous video. If this gets down below this previous low right here, there's a really good indication that we could potentially just head back down to that zero line. And so you got to be patient on your shorts. That's one reason why I actually just like opening shorts or even just credit spreads versus options, because just a plain option, naked option, you're trying to beat time, right? And you really do have to time it perfectly. If you have a spread open or if you're just shorting, you can ride it out. You can wait a little bit longer. Now, we got a lot of the CPI data and the Fed out of the way and earnings for Apple out of the way, which was huge. And I think now we're just going to start trending down, but we'll wait and see, right? So I think I still am bearish on Nvidia. Now, we do have to get over this consolidation point. That is going to be huge. I could see us coming down and retesting it and maybe even coming up a little bit higher as the triple Qs reaches back to that previous high before it starts to go back down. But that is I think it's a good indication to start entering shorts, as I said before. Now, if you want to play it safer, right, because there's different levels of risk to reward, you can at least wait till this starts to go down and you start to see these blue lines right here turn red. And just a little tip for you, you can actually just get rid of the price action, and because the price action can really kind of scare you or get you excited depending on how you're looking at it. But this allows you to just objectively look at everything. So while we're in a blue uptrend here, and while we're above this moving average, we have the TSI that's starting to inflect down. It's losing momentum. You have this bearish divergence right here, and we're at the top. So at the end of the day, the biggest thing that I want everyone to take away from this right now is the risk to reward. Is it better to go long right now, or is it better to go short? Well, we have this overbought zone up here. We have this oversold zone up here, and we're way in the overbought. Now, the best thing to really look for, just bring the price action up again, is to come back down through the zone. And once you end on you close on a day or a weekly, if you're playing the weekly, you close down below that zone. That is probably the safest time to get in. Now, let's just take a look at Alibaba here. Now, we pointed out, I think about a week or so ago, that I did have a short open, and I closed it as we reached this consolidation point. And before we actually reached this consolidation point, I did talk about how we were likely to see some consolidation, and that if you wanted to go short on Alibaba, wait for an increase, potentially even where we hit this moving average, and then a bounce off of that to then enter the short. And if you are, let's say it just does something like this, if it comes up and it does reach that, or that this trend line right here starts to come down, right here would be a good entry point. And then depending on your risk tolerance, I mean, we're probably going to see, if we come down, probably going to see a little bounce, consolidation before we break through the floor, maybe even come up again and just continue to test this before we then break. And so the 2 points that I see entering for Alibaba is up somewhere around here, where you start to see a bounce off of the trend line or the moving average, and you're going to play it down to this previous consolidation point and then close out. And then if it comes down, retests it and bounces off as a resistance, another point would be here to then go lower, and we're looking at about right around here as a new price target. So that's kind of how I like to map things out. Alibaba has a lot of potential. I mean, it was up 5.96% today. That was pretty huge. So that's what we have on Baba. You know, like every other stock channel out there, I'm just giving my opinion of the market. Just some guy on YouTube. So safe trading. I wish you guys all the best. And if you do like this content, if you are learning something, hit the like button. It's the easiest way that you can help out the channel. It helps tremendously. Even just one like makes a huge difference to the algorithm. And if you do like this and you want to see more, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see all my latest content. We'll see you next time. Thank you.